They say every school has its ghost. But in South Africa, there's one name whispered more than any other: Pinky Pinky. It started as a rumor, a playground warning, a name you weren't supposed to speak inside the toilets. Teachers rolled their eyes, but the pupils shivered, because anyone who used the bathroom alone said the same thing: something was waiting there. It all began years ago. No one knows exactly when, because this place was built a long time ago. Back when it was new, there were two sets of toilets, one for white children and another for colored children. Everyone knew not to cross over. But one day a child did. That would be me. I was 5 years old, and I didn't know nothing. My mom packed me a peanut butter and jam sandwich and told me not to speak to anyone. She tucked my hair behind my ear and said, "Don't be scared, sweetheart. You're going to make so many friends." At school, I sat alone during playtime. All the children pointed and shouted things I didn't understand. So I ran to the toilets. I locked myself in a stall and took out my sandwich. I opened it, and there was a note. It said, "You can't eat that here." Colored. I looked around scared and put the sandwich back in my bag. Someone started banging on the toilet paper roll holder and shouting, "Hey, Pinky, Pinky, what's in your sandwich?" My mom told me never to use the colored toilets, but I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I screamed for help, and an Afrikaans song started playing. The toilet flushed, and I felt something cold and wet on my leg. The next day, my mom packed me a cucumber sandwich and told me the same thing. I went to school and sat alone. At lunchtime, I went to the toilets again. This time I brought my doll. I sat on the cold tiles and pretended everything was okay. I thought about my mom's words. She told me she loved me no matter what, so I wasn't scared anymore. I started singing an English song. Suddenly, the lights flickered on and off. The bell rang, and I heard a girl's voice behind me saying, "Why aren't you scared? Why aren't you running?" I turned around and saw a little girl with pink streaks in her hair. She was standing in the mirror stall and smiling. She had long, sharp nails. She reached out to me, and the last thing I remember was her eyes, like fading coals. The next day, I went to school and told everyone about the girl with the pink streaks. They laughed and said there was no one there. They said I made it all up. No one believed me, and no one asked why. After that day, I never spoke about it again. No one ever spoke about it again. They say the girl chose the toilets as her hunting ground. At first, it's just a feeling. The air goes cold. Locks rattle by themselves. Then you hear a voice, neither male nor female, whispering your name from the last stall. Those who've seen it say it's tall and thin, dressed in tattered school clothes. Long red scratches mark its arms. Her face is hidden behind wet hair. It moves too fast, appearing behind you in the mirror. And if you stare too long, it reaches for you. Some pupils come back from the toilets shaking, clutching at long scratches down their legs. Some don't come back at all. Teachers call it hysteria. But at night, even the cleaners refuse to go inside. Security guards hear doors slamming, water running, sobbing that turns into laughter. One group tried to film it. They held up their phones, calling the name 3 times. The footage later found on the floor shows only a bathroom door slowly swinging open, a pale hand reaching out, and then nothing but static and screams. Now the school corridors are quieter. Pupils hold their bladders rather than risk the toilets alone. And still at break time, someone swears they hear footsteps behind them. Someone swears a whisper called their name. If you ever walk into a school bathroom and the air suddenly turns cold, if the locks rattle, though no one's there, if you hear a voice that isn't yours calling softly from the last stall, run, run and don't look back, because Pinky Pinky's story isn't over, and it is waiting for someone new to join it in the dark.